Just don't give a no more. I don't know what Papoose did, but when you start going to games dressed alike with your new man, and like I said, he's a Papoose 2.0. I think his teeth just got fixed. This is easy on the blockchain. He actually tried to come sell her for a few coins. I think maybe she probably was in on that. Remember, she tried to say we was a lie and shit. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't him, and Papoose didn't knock the shit.
Remy Ma is out here spiraling, and at this point, it's clear she can't handle Papoose moving on. She tried to play it cool at first, acting like she didn't care, but now she's exposing private messages, throwing shade, and making accusations that got everybody talking. She even came out and accused Papoose of putting hands on her, saying the only reason their pool wasn't finished was because he got violent with her in the garage, and the workers had to call the cops to stop him. Now, we all know Papoose has always had a solid reputation, so hearing Remy throw out these claims shocked a lot of people. But it doesn't stop there. Now, she's saying the real reason she's mad is because Clarissa Shields was once cool with her before she stabbed her in the back and took Papoose. She even dropped old messages between her and Clarissa, saying Clarissa was in her DMs asking for advice on how to look better, and now she's dating her husband. Remy posted, "This lady was in my inbox asking me how to dress, and now she's with my husband. I created this monster." But Clarissa wasn't about to let that slide. She fired back, saying, "I can't believe a 45-year-old woman is crashing out like this. Clown behavior." Remy then tried to come for Clarissa's looks, saying, "I'm not 45 yet, but you are 29, and let's just say you're not aging like one." Then, she went even further, claiming Papoose is already cheating on Clarissa, saying he was with another woman in California that week. But Clarissa didn't let that go unanswered. She clapped back, saying Remy was making up fake text messages to cause drama. "You making fake texts is crazy. I'm not the one you can bully. You're bitter and mad, and you're making yourself look stupid." Then, Clarissa took it up a notch. She challenged Remy to a fight. Clarissa Shields versus Remy Ma, February 2nd. Come get your behind beat. Now, let's be real. Remy might have hands, but Clarissa is a world champion boxer. That's not a fight Remy wants to take. And just like everybody expected, she didn't respond to the challenge. But just when it seemed like things were cooling down, another bombshell dropped.
This Papoose and her new song. So Remy Ma got a song with Mary J. Blige where she's talking about Pap, talking about, "Oh, you messed me over. I can't give you my heart. And I'm going to give him this box." Basically talking about how, she was out here, doing whatever with Easy, the block captain, right? The knockoff Papoose. Come on, Remy, man. You're out here looking bad, man. You're out here looking bad. You done did all this and got the nerve to diss.
Clarissa is now claiming Remy has been secretly sending private pictures to Papoose, trying to win him back behind the scenes. Meanwhile, Papoose isn't paying Remy any attention. He's out here living his best life, showing off Clarissa at events, taking her to games, and making it clear he's moved on and isn't looking back.
Champ, y'all see what's going on? It's about to get ugly.
It's about to get real ugly, and not for me.
Remy posted a screenshot of a text conversation between Papoose and another woman, and the woman happens to be world champion boxer Clarissa Shields. And he fell asleep on the phone with Clarissa, right? And
that's that good boo loving.
Yeah,
and Clarissa, she's standing 10 toes down, letting the world know she's here to stay. She recently said, "I love him. His support is different from anything I've ever had before. The way he speaks to me, the way he treats me, it's special."
Really, really hard. But I'm happy to, love somebody who want to, love somebody back. You know what I'm saying? He is just such a sweetheart. Ain't nobody tell him to tie my goddamn boot either, but he said it wasn't laced right, so he laced it right. It was so funny. But he's definitely a sweetheart, and he deserved the best, and I am the best.
Now, sources are saying Papoose is getting ready to propose, and despite everything that happened with Remy, he's not scared to take that next step with Clarissa. But here's the thing, Remy is still trying to get him back. Even after everything that's happened, she's not ready to let this go. She thought Papoose would never move on, but now that he's happy, she's watching her past mistakes catch up with her. Now, the question is, will Papoose really pop the question, or is Remy about to pull one last move to get his attention? Because at this point, this drama is far from over. Now that Papoose and Clarissa are locking in, Remy can't take it. She's watching from the sidelines, and it's eating her up inside. She thought Papoose would always be there, but now that he's moved on for real, she's out here doing everything she can to stay in the mix. Sources say Remy is still reaching out to Papoose, trying to play mind games and convince him that he's making a mistake. But Papoose? He's done. He's not entertaining her games. He's focused on his future, and right now, that future includes Clarissa Shields. And let's be real, Clarissa isn't backing down. She's making it clear that she's not going anywhere, and if Remy keeps trying to interfere, things could get even uglier. Clarissa is not the type to stay quiet, and if Remy keeps pushing, she might just air out even more receipts. Meanwhile, Papoose is already making big moves behind the scenes. Insiders are saying he's been ring shopping, and the word is he's getting ready to propose soon. If that happens, it's game over for Remy, because nothing would be more embarrassing for her than having to watch Papoose marry another woman while she's still out here stuck in the past.
Yeah, I love him. I love having his support, you know what I'm saying? His support is like very, very different from what I've had in the past, and how he speaks to me and stuff is very different. There we go. We deserve each other. It was like, I want to keep him all to myself. I don't mind people knowing that we're together and stuff, but I wanted to just, enjoy us together without the eye of people having to judge. People saying stuff like, well, I've heard a lot of good things, and because I can read too, but it's like some people say stuff like, oh, if I downgraded or if he downgraded or if he upgraded, and it's like, that's not what love.
Let's not forget, Remy is already dealing with enough embarrassment. The man she cheated with, Easy the block captain, has already been moving shady, and there are rumors that he's entertaining other women behind her back, the same way she did Papoose dirty. It looks like Easy is about to do the same thing to her. The internet is dragging Remy, saying she played herself, and now she has to sit back and watch another woman get treated like the queen she used to be. At this point, there's nothing she can do about it. Now, the only thing left to see is, will Papoose really take that next step with Clarissa? And if he does, will Remy finally accept that she lost, or is she about to pull one last desperate move to try and stop it? Because at this rate, this drama is far from over. Now that Papoose and Clarissa are moving strong, it looks like Remy is getting more desperate by the day. She thought she had all the control, but now she's realizing she lost a solid man, and he's not looking back. Sources close to Papoose say he's never been this happy. He's out here glowing, doing his thing, and enjoying life with a woman who actually respects him. Clarissa is all about him, making it clear that she's serious and not going to let Remy play games. But Remy? She's still trying to make it seem like she's unbothered. She's posting cryptic messages, throwing subliminal shots, and doing anything she can to make it seem like Papoose isn't as happy as he looks. The problem is nobody's buying it. People can see right through her, and now she's looking even worse because Easy the block captain is already acting up. Word on the street is that Easy has been messing with other women, and now Remy is starting to see that she played herself. She left a loyal man for a dude who can't even stay faithful, and now she's stuck watching Papoose build a future with someone else. And let's not forget, Papoose and Clarissa might be getting engaged soon. If that happens, Remy is going to have to sit back and watch another woman get everything she threw away. So now the question is, will Remy finally let this go, or is she about to do something even crazier to try and get Papoose's attention? Because at this point, she's running out of options, and it's not looking good for her at all. Now that Papoose and Clarissa are getting more serious, Remy is running out of options, and the desperation is starting to show. She thought she could spin the narrative and make it seem like she didn't care, but the truth is hitting her hard. Papoose is gone for good, and there's nothing she can do to stop it. Word on the street is that Papoose and Clarissa's families have already met, and Papoose has been talking about settling down for real this time. If he pops the question, that's going to be the final nail in the coffin for Remy because, at that point, there's no coming back from it. And let's be real, Remy knows this. That's why she's still throwing shade, still trying to push the idea that Papoose isn't happy, and still holding on to the past like she didn't just fumble a man who was loyal to her for years. Meanwhile, Easy the block captain is already embarrassing her. People close to the situation say he's been messing with other women, and Remy is starting to realize that she left stability for a man who doesn't take her seriously. And let's not forget, the internet isn't letting Remy live this down. Every time she posts, people are reminding her that she had a good man and threw it all away. The same way Papoose held her down while she was in prison, she turned around and disrespected him in the worst way. Now, she's watching another woman get the love and loyalty she took for granted. At this point, there are only two ways this can go. Either Remy finally lets it go, accepts that she lost, and tries to fix her reputation, or she pulls one last move to try and ruin Papoose's happiness. Because one thing is for sure, if Papoose actually proposes to Clarissa, Remy is going to lose it. Papoose and Remy Ma used to be the couple everybody looked up to, the kind of love story people thought was unbreakable. Papoose was the definition of loyalty, holding Remy down for 6 years while she was locked up, never once stepping out on her, never entertaining other women, and making sure she knew he was waiting for her. He was so ride or die that he even tried sneaking a skeleton key into prison, risking his own freedom just so he could be closer to her. If that's not real love, then what is? And when the system made it hard for him to visit, did he give up? Nope. Instead, he married her over the phone, making sure they were still locked in no matter what. The moment she got out, he was right there, making sure she had everything she needed, setting up their fairy tale wedding and giving her the life she deserved.
So I was like, I'll marry you. And she flipped on me. And honestly, I don't think it was the reason for her flipping on me was what she said. The reason why I think she flipped on me was because I took it like, and I felt like she's been lied to in the past, and men have such a bad reputation for not keeping their word, for not being loyal, for not being there for no one when they're going through hard times, and just not being faithful or loyal to their lady.
They weren't just husband and wife. They weren't just husband and wife. They were a power couple, and people thought nothing could tear them apart. Then they had their baby girl in 2018, and it seemed like their love story had a perfect ending. Papoose was a proud father, always showing love to his family, always making sure Remy and their daughter were good. But as much as people thought they had it all, something behind the scenes wasn't right. Somewhere along the way, things started changing. The energy between them shifted, and even though they were still posting like everything was normal, something felt off. People started noticing little things, but nobody expected what was coming next. Papoose had been loyal for years, but suddenly, rumors started flying that Remy wasn't keeping it 100 with him. At first, it was just whispers, but then things started adding up. And then, the biggest red flag dropped. Father's Day came around, and Remy didn't say a word about Papoose. No Instagram post, no sweet message, nothing. People immediately noticed because every year, Remy always made sure to give Papoose his flowers, telling the world what a good husband and father he was. But this time, silence. And just like that, the internet went crazy. Fans started questioning what was going on, wondering if there was trouble in paradise. And then, the moment that really had people talking, Papoose posted a Father's Day message for himself. He put up a family picture, but Remy wasn't in it. Not only that, but even Remy's child from a previous relationship was missing. That's when people knew something was really off. This version improves readability and flow while correcting punctuation. Then the rumors got even wilder. People started saying that Remy had been sneaking around, and not just with anybody but with battle rapper Easy the Block Captain. If that was true, then everything was about to fall apart. The internet immediately knew something was up when Remy Ma didn't post a single word about Papoose on Father's Day. If you've been following them for years, then you already know Remy always made sure to show love to Papoose on special days. Every single year, she would go online and tell the world how much she appreciated her husband, always reminding people that he was one of the realest men in the game. But this time, nothing. No Instagram post, no tweet, no appreciation message, just straight up silence. Fans flooded his comments, asking, "Where's Remy? Why didn't she post about you? Is everything okay?" And then people really started digging. Someone even left a comment saying, "You married a woman who was never in love with you. You were blindly in love with her, but now you're seeing the truth." That comment alone had the internet going crazy, because the way Papoose didn't respond or deny it, that spoke volumes. And just when people thought it couldn't get any crazier, rumors started flying that Remy was messing around with battle rapper Easy the Block Captain. Now, this wasn't just some random internet gossip. There were actual signs that something was going on. People started pulling up clips of Remy and Easy being way too comfortable around each other, their body language looking a little too familiar. And the fact that Easy was moving in the same circles as Papoose, that made things even worse. Now, if there's one thing about Papoose, It's that he's not the type to let disrespect slide. So when word got back to him that his own wife might be sneaking around with Easy, he was ready to handle it. And when the streets started talking about what happened when Papoose and Easy finally crossed paths, let's just say it didn't end well for Easy. When the rumor started spreading that Remy was creeping with battle rapper Easy the Block Captain, people didn't know what to believe at first. But one thing was clear, Papoose wasn't about to let it slide. If there's one thing about Papoose, it's that he's always been about respect. And the idea of his own wife stepping out on him with someone he knows? That was too much to ignore. Word on the street is that when Papoose and Easy finally crossed paths, things didn't go well for Easy. Some say Papoose confronted him face to face, and instead of arguing, he handled it the way real men do, with straight hands. Apparently, Papoose didn't even need to say much. He just swung first, and it was over. Easy got knocked out so fast that by the time people realized what was happening, the fight was already done. Now, instead of owning up to what happened, Easy ran to social media, trying to act like he was the victim. He hopped on Twitter, posting cryptic messages like, "Y'all want something bad to happen to me so bad," making it seem like people were coming for him.